Hey y'all, my name is Abigail Israel and this is Ladies Night Out. And today I got my girl Star Eloir with me today.
Hey.
Introduce yourself.
So what's up, y'all? My name is Star Eloir. I know I changed my name because it was Star Dior. Now it's Eloir. Right. But hey, what's up?
Okay, I want to tell the viewers a little bit about you before we get started into all your many endeavors.
I know.
Introduce yourself, like let them know what you into.
So I do photography, music. What else? I do so damn much. I don't even know what the hell.
A little acting.
Acting, yeah. I'm be scared of acting though. I feel like I'm corny for real.
Girl, no, she not. I've seen her in action. No, she not. She's a natural in front of
now, if I get pulled over, I know how to act.
Now you in media, you got your own podcast and just media station in general.
Pillow Talk with Star.
Pillow Talk with Star. Let's talk about that. I recently seen you post that you turned into a network.
It's a TV show now.
Okay.
So I stepped out of the podcast and wanted to go more into TV show because I look up at, like, if you see 106 in Park, I love that whole 106 in Park. Ricky Lake, how we grew up off Ricky Lake. Shout out, rest in peace to Jerry Springer. It ain't gonna be that ratchet, but it's gonna be a little bit entertaining. Like, so I more so want to go into that lane versus I feel like the podcast lane. It's kind of the same thing though.
Well, are you doing live viewers, like an audience?
Eventually, but I think starting off, no. Eventually, it's gonna probably get there because I think I'm gonna need security and stuff for that. Exactly, you know, people be getting in their feelings and trying to fight the guests on the show. Like, yeah.
So is it gonna be like about like
everything?
Like a little messy?
A little. It's only messy if they make it messy.
Right.
Yeah, that ain't my intentions. But you know,
so
people.
When did you decide to do a podcast? What made you do that? Because you've been doing yours for a while.
Yeah, like 5 years. Yeah. I started it off with, I just love hearing people's story, and I think my biggest person I look up to is Sway. Okay. So I always wanted to do that type of vibe. I just think it brings the energy and it sets the tone. And I think like a lot of people just need to get heard a lot, and they don't have like the platform to do it. And I just like, my dad used to tell me you should be a lawyer because I just like to go back debate a lot. So I'm a debating individual.
Okay. So you decided to do that because you was inspired by Sway. Is that what you wanted to do when you were younger? Is that something that you
honestly, when I was younger, it's gonna sound crazy, y'all, but I used to want to be a pastor.
Really?
I used to want to be a pastor when I was younger, and I think just being in multiple churches, it kind of just left a bad taste, and I just kind of feel like it's just like a business like anything else. So I kind of just stirred away from that, but honestly, I wanted to be a pastor, then I wanted to be a singer. I looked up to like Fantasia and things like that, and then it just transpired into radio from watching Sway and 106 in Park. So
yeah, I used to love Lala.
I still love, but I think Free she gave that urban vibe. I don't feel like she was so karaoke.
Right.
Like, you got what you got from Free, and it was literally just free energy. Like, that's just what she brung. Her and AJ collaboration. Now, when Terrence and Rocky got on, I feel like it was watered down.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, I was too. I was like,
Now you said that Free had that urban feel. I want to say that because that's why it's so important in your platform, because Free was on BET, and I think Lala was on what, TRL?
Yep.
So that
she was more like MTV and that type of stuff.
So
yeah,
that made a difference too.
It did. It did.
You model. Your pictures are fire.
Thank you. Shout out to my thick women.
Who?
The thick women.
Yeah. You definitely put on for them. For
Thank
us.
You.
Hold on now. Hold on, because I'm in here.
You know I got cussed out because I said I was a BBW.
Who?
Like the BBW, they was just like, no.
Not
they
the
felt
community.
like, the community, girl. I said, what? Hold on now, because I feel like, I don't know. I think they took it like, everybody's shape is different, so that's not necessary. I don't know why I technically got cussed out, but
some people are
proportion right. Some people just not. Some people just
Yeah, that's very true.
I'm not small and petite, so I consider myself
What I'm gonna say, slim thick?
No.
Like, I'm not slim thick. It ain't slim over here. It's just thick.
It is what it is.
So your music, I love your music. I love your voice.
Thank you.
You have that. I don't like to compare people to other people, but you have like a Kareem Bailey Ray. You ever?
I get that, and I get Adele. But you know, honestly, when I was younger, I used to try to sing soulful because with my real voice, which is that different sound, I really didn't hear that sound until Adele came out.
Really?
So I used to try, I guess you would say, when I sung my regular voice, it was She Don't Sound Black. But back then it was like, it was a bad thing that you a black girl singing like you a white woman or something. Yeah. So I hid my voice for the longest, and I think it had took for Chloe when she heard my voice, and she was like, no, this is where we're going to market your voice at, like not the voice you've been trying to cover up with. Because I used to think screaming and yelling, you gotta think growing up in church, that's how I seen how black women sing, like so when I was more soft and it was more, my favorite singer was Billie Holiday. Cause for one thing, I always had to have a drink in my hand because I ain't getting on stage. He was like, give me a drink. It was that. So some people was nicknaming me Billie Holiday. And then it was just, when I seen Adele come out, it was like, okay, so my voice is normal.
Yeah, I heard it like that. I don't even want to say your voice in particular, but that sound that, I would say even India Ari.
Yep, I get that too.
Ray, my girl that passed away.
Amy
Winehouse.
Trying to make me go. Yep. I get her a lot.
What's that girl name? Oh, Macy Gray.
Yep, I got Macy Gray.
Yeah. But just that whole sound. So I love it. It's different, and it is more people that's open to it nowadays. So.
Yep. Nowadays, at first it was like, ooh, my mom used to try to make me sound like Toni Braxton. I used to be like, now my voice ain't that deep, but we gonna try to get there.
And that's what made Toni so popular, because she had a different sound.
Type of tone. But it was just, I don't know. I think when I used to sing, they'd be like, why she sound white? Yeah. Like, and to me, it came off like country. Versus now it's coming off like that's the type of voice everybody attracted to now. But back then it was like, when I sing, it's either I sound white. I did listen to country music, so maybe I was a huge fan of country music. Like my mom used to bump that Lil' Kim and stuff, and I was over there listening to them, trying to go, like all that stuff. So my sisters and them used to be like, you love country, and I'm like, I think it's the vibrations of music. I don't want to be thinking I gotta go fight a motherfucker all the time, or watching women as a child crying because they dudes cheating. I just wanted something, and when I listened to country music, it didn't make me feel how the Tupac. Now I love Tupac and all them, but it was the vibration was completely different. So I try to stick to that pop lane. Yeah.
Have you dropped any new music lately?
No, I stopped doing music when my father passed.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's cool, because I think what it was I made it to America Got Talent. I did the online, and they called me right in to just come. But back then when they did it, you had to do pregnancy tests, you had to do all that. So I'm like, okay, when I first went to American Idol, I didn't know I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, so that blew it. And then I went to America Got Talent, and soon I was about to, they sent me my flight and everything. My brothers kept calling my phone, so I'm like, they calling my phone because they trying to come with me, and I want to go by myself. But they was calling because my father had passed. So everybody was like, no, still go. And I'm like, ain't no way I'm gonna get up there and any type of nothing is gonna come out. So after that, I stopped for a while. Then I started working with people behind the scenes, and everybody was like, get in front of the camera again. But I'm just now getting back to that. Let me push myself as an artist, because sometimes I think we push so many people that we forget about our own dreams, and we try to live through other people as artists. Like, you got it, but I'm like, it's the same people telling you the same thing. So yeah, my fiance, he ain't letting up. He be on my back. I be like, get out.
That is what's up. Speaking of your fiance, how long y'all been together?
3 years, but it seemed like forever. It seemed like forever in a good way. But I could honestly say, like, a lot of people was like, oh, I know he came at Star, but I came at him.
Oh, you shot your shot.
Yeah,
Did you slide in the DM?
No, he came in for an interview. I still would have done that, yeah. But he came in for an interview, and I ain't gonna lie, I was a little judgmental because he did 7 years. And in my lifestyle, people who go to jail, it's always a going back. So I'm like, okay. That's what I seen. But when I had interviewed him, he graduated in there. He spoke in front of like thousands of people at Sinclair. He helped so many people inside jail, like even with his friend was going through something, and he helped take care of him. And then it was just more so him coming out. He had a whole, it's one thing when people talk, but he had a whole blueprint of his kids' books, helping the youth. And I'm like, that gave me a different perspective, because where I come from, once you been in and out of jail like that, you just gonna keep, it's a matter of time you're gonna go back. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I said, let me take you out to eat. I take you on a date. He's like, me? Then I cashed after him some money, trying to be slick. Like, get you some lunch.
No, he cashed at me.
He cashed at me right back. Like, you go get some lunch. He's like, don't get that on me.
I like that in because I like the gesture, baby, but I don't.
Yeah, like,
I like that.
He's like, let me send you some money.
That's
so it's like, yeah. I like doing that, because I think sometimes women be scared to shoot they shot because they don't want to get. It's like that high school mentality, like that rejection, I think. Yeah, but I didn't give a damn. I was like, shh, it's either gonna happen or it ain't.
Right. And it did. Y'all. Ladies, look at Star. Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
Dion.
Send a dude a drink sometime across the bar. You ain't gotta say nothing.
A little haircut money. You know, it's nothing. You got it. You know, it's nothing.
No, for real.
That is so cute. Yeah. I love that. And he's in the studio with us right now too. Give him a shout out.
Shout out to my baby Hector. Make sure y'all check out his Cool to Be Smart. He worked with the youth and everything like that. So he getting back into his kid books. He about to do a movie called Bundles. If y'all haven't seen Little Bam, make sure y'all check that out on YouTube. It's fire. Yeah. Got some good writing skills.
Now, I seen you post that you and said fiance were starting a OnlyFans.
Yes. Listen.
So
okay. Listen, I'm gonna say, if I could walk around with no clothes on, I would, because I don't like clothes. And then I'm like, okay, I love sex appeal. I love sexy women and all that. Like, so I'm like, let me start an OnlyFans. Everybody kept saying, I kept having dudes like, when you gonna start your OnlyFans? And I'm like, I asked him, I said, babe, you think I should start an OnlyFans? He don't give a damn. He was like, hell yeah. Like, so as I started, it was, honestly, it's, okay, I'm thinking I'm just going to post my little picture, my little sexy pictures. But then they started wanting more. Like, can you show this? Can you show that? I was like, babe, they asking me. They want to see. So then I started taking pictures. It went from confidence to... But the thing is, I made a lot of money so fast. But I think that I really start analyzing. I was like, hold on. Because it was one thing where it was like the money was coming in. But then it was another thing like, do I really want... this type? It's a difference with sexy attention versus me putting myself out there like that.
Right. And when you get to that limit where you're uncomfortable, then
it needs to, and I think it was to the point where it's like, dang, if I show all this, what imagination am I really giving? It's a difference with selling sex appeal versus actually just having your stuff. So I took it down, and I got people that's mad until this day.
See, I thought y'all started one together. I thought y'all was doing.
He ain't going.
Okay.
He like, babe, I'll watch you take your picture. Okay. But I did want to, eventually it was going to get to that type of content with him being in it. But I think it was just so much. I'm like, dang, like, this might be a little too much. And then seeing, I think what really took my attention away from that is my responses. You could see the difference of how people approach me with giving me imagination versus you showing me what I need to see. The approach started to be a little different. Like, dang, you know me, you ain't never talked to me like that in that type of way. So when that start happening,
sometimes men could be
a little much. And I hate when they say, because how you put yourself out there. I look at strippers. My fiance told me a drug dealer and a stripper got the same hustle. It's a hustle. Yeah. It ain't no. Now you do got.
The stripper got the same hustle. They just going about it a different way.
Exactly.
It's about money. It's about finding your lane.
And you still gonna respect it at the end of the day.
You should respect it, because a person using, whether it's their hands to do hair or their body to dance, that's not no different. They're just using a talent, whether you look at it as a talent or not. How good they are is
they making money off of it.
So it is a talent when you think about it. I wanted to ask you, have you ever subscribed to a OnlyFans?
Girl, it's so... These girls be...
Have you though?
Yeah,
I have too. But I didn't want to be alone.
Especially the ladies. It'd be like...
women, yeah.
Like, dang, she did that.
I got jits.
What you mean?
I subscribed to a girl's OnlyFans and she was not doing nothing.
Oh,
and I disputed it.
They you trying to see some action.
Girl, don't play with me.
For real, don't tease me.
$10.99.
But listen, I be thinking, because I'm a woman, I'm gonna give favoritism. Like I feel you. I get what you. But I got the same thing you got. Like
ain't nothing. I ain't going.
They like start gone. Take your ass on.
No, for real. So after that one OnlyFans experience, I was like, man, I need.
See, mine was about 3. Okay, because in case one was showing up, I didn't get some. No, I did on one.
Okay.
It was just like, okay, you post this on your Instagram.
That's what she did to me.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna get a little extra. I ain't gonna lie, I try to use that woman thing. Like, hold on, I feel you. You know, you gotta. I'm trying to help you get. I see. No, for real, I do see how men feel, because it's hard. Like I respect my fiance so much, because I be like, dang, when y'all stay solid to a woman, I think it don't take away nothing from me. But if I'm a woman and I'm looking. I can only imagine, boy. Y'all be going through it.
And that's why we got to be more understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely understanding.
Cause y'all have a good dope relationship. Y'all work together. Y'all, spend time. That's good. That's dope.
Yeah, he don't sometimes, but a lot of people don't see. Sometimes we argue. We're arguing, and 5 minutes later we laugh and playing like ain't nothing happened.
Listen, because I did a short film, and he was a cinematographer. She was like production. She helped with everything, and it was y'all don't know if y'all remember, but it was a time on set where y'all was, and Star kept rolling her eyes like, and he was just ignoring her like whatever. So I already know y'all. I mean, just regular couple stuff, but even with your friends, you argue sometimes, you fight. That's a healthy relationship. If y'all never get into a little spat, that ain't healthy.
Yeah.
I need to figure out.
And I'm Aquarius, so we can't hold stuff. We could pop off so fast. He's a Virgo, so he more calm.
Virgo, period.
Y'all too calm. I be like, do something toxic.
My best
Why are you so calm? Like, I'm like the toxic one. He like a silent, but his silence say a lot. Deadly. So I be like, I be trying him like, what you say? He like, I say.
That's funny. Aquarius, Virgo, and you know what's so crazy, because they say that those two signs but every Aquarius I've met, I've loved.
Yeah.
I've loved every Aquarius that I've met. So, and talking about like from friendship to relationship, every Aquarius.
They real. Both signs keep it real, and they feed off honesty.
Realistic. Yes, that is so true. That's
they feed off honesty.
That is what I feel about me and my best friend. I call her Abraham Lincoln. She's honest, like she don't tell a lie. But that's what I need.
Sometimes I'm too blunt though. Sometimes I say something too blunt. He be like, "Hey, hold on." Did you just? But but that's what he respect, and that's what I respect about him. Because when you're honest in your relationship, nobody can come and just say anything, because y'all done said so much honest shit to each other. It's like, girl, he didn't say that. Yeah. Like he done said deeper shit than that. Why he gonna lie about that?
Exactly.
Like, so
that builds a high level of trust.
It does.
And that is so true. That I feel like that about me and my best friend. Like, We ain't got to talk to each other every day. We go months without talking to each other, but I know her. She know me, and we honest. Like, I know. That's
me and Brittany. Me and Brittany do that all the time.
So your photography, you did a photo shoot for me. We did a couple things.
We did. I know. Queen's looking like that.
She did a photo shoot for me. So bomb.
Thank you.
How did you get out of all your endeavors? Before I ask that question, which one was first? What was you doing first? Music. Right? Okay.
And then it went to podcast and then photography. But I ain't gonna lie, I started photography because I was going through a struggle where I couldn't pay for pictures. And I was like, I don't have the money to pay for pictures. And I'm the type of person, if I don't have the money for something, I'm going to learn it myself. So that's how that even came apart. And I took a couple of my friends' pictures, and then I had people start hitting me up to do pictures. But I ain't even gonna lie, I'm even getting tired of taking pictures now. That was just something that I just did. But it really was because I was broke and I didn't have the money. That's why my prices is so cheap. Just even from the single mothers or just single fathers or people, everybody don't have money, $500 to $300 for pictures. So I'll be like, I'm really doing it for love, because I remember when I was broke, I didn't have $350 to get nobody for pictures, but I wanted them. And I'm like, well, I ain't got no choice but to pick up a camera and learn that on my own. And that's kind of how that got into play. But girl, that photography, a whole different thing.
Speak on it. Like, what is
it's just the clients think you can make them look like Kim Kardashian. I cannot. Like,
you heard
it's only so much Photoshop you can do. And I get it, but it's just like, I'm getting cussed out because this girl picture look like this, and then they want their body. But it's like, okay, you're not going to look like that when they see you in person. And I don't want to, but if that's what you want, you know what I mean? And then I have some people be like, I don't like my pictures, but they'll post them. And then they'll come back and be like, can we reshoot? If you didn't like your pictures, then why you just post them?
Oh, yeah. And that's why a lot of photographers do that.
Yeah.
They do, like, what is it called? When they put their logo over it, so therefore you put
that big ass tag.
Use it, a watermark, yes.
Girl, I'm out there. I'm done with pictures.
Post it in your face. Like, I don't like this.
And this month is my last month with photos, because I got to focus on music and the show. So I'm over with photography. I'm still gonna do it on, for some people, but that whole opening of photography, no, that's over with.
Do you love doing the show? You do.
I really do. I like hearing other people's story. I like talking. I love vibes, because a lot of people, they get a different perspective of me, and I don't know why, because I really don't talk that much, but I do talk a lot when it comes to like podcasts, anything like that. But I just like hearing other people's stories, they journey, because even if I'm going through a depression, sometimes hearing your story, I'll be like, dang, I really ain't got it that bad like I thought. Or sometimes hearing your story, I probably can be inspired. So either or, I love it.
Yeah, I love talking to people. I love hearing people's stories too. Do you ever feel like being in front of camera becomes overwhelming? Like,
I think when you build that character as Star Eloir versus Elizabeth, I'm Elizabeth to my family, I'm Star Eloir to other people. You got to kind of look at it like a brand. It's characters. Like I always try to tell people, even when I'm talking to artists, you gonna have to build a character whether you like it. Everybody like to get in front of that camera and be like, I'm real, this me. When you really get in that industry, all of you was gone. Right. They gonna create their character, they damn self. So it's like, I always tell people, that's how I separate my friendships. That's how I separate my relationships. Like, if you know me as Star Eloir, it's business. If you know me as Elizabeth, that's a personal situation. So I don't know. I just feel like at first, when I first started off, I got too much into the Star Eloir to the point with my kid's father. I took my engagement ring off, because I had people around me like, well, Star Eloir supposed to be single and everybody supposed to want her. You can't be out here engaged. And I'm like, if you're not careful, that stuff really can get to your head. And I think the biggest thing that gets to people's head is the local. If you see yourself so local, you gonna stay there, because that shit can really drown your ass. Like, oh, I'm moving. But then when you go to Atlanta, you gotta redo that network. You like, I'm about to go back to dating.
Like the superstar, like the celebrity. Yeah, that's very true.
So I try not to let that stuff. You gotta realize, when you putting yourself out there, a lot of people gonna judge you as the character and not as. They don't see the behind the scenes. They only see in front of that camera what you putting in front of that camera. So
right.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with, you done created a character, but now the people who know the real you is treating you like the character?
Yeah, that's hard.
That's crazy.
I don't have friends I done been friends with since I was 14. They be like, Star. I be like, you know that ain't my name. Yeah. Like, sometimes it's a I look at it as respect thing. It's just them like,
but it also make you feel a little funny too.
Yeah, like come on, don't do that. I don't know if you're trying to be funny or you, but you come on, like, so it's weird. I ain't gonna lie. It done been people that the Star character done damaged relationships with people. It done I don't know who being genuine and who coming off the strength of something else. So only thing you gotta do, like you do with your brand, is just protect yourself. That's all you can do. Go off them energies. I'm big on energies. Like,
so I seen you post,
Lord Jesus,
that
what I post?
When you were younger, you were bullied
about my skin color. Yeah, I think being dark skinned, it was either you cute for a dark skinned girl, or, and I think a lot of times I'm gonna say this to black parenting, when you calling your kids a black ass or this type of stuff, and then you got to go to school and it's kind of like you cute for a dark skin, or you know what I mean, it's always a lot of, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Not like, I can't just be cute. And I think a lot unknowingly my mom didn't know she was playing a part in that, because she was like, sit your black ass or sit your, and it kind of be like, well, damn, is being black a problem or something? I think that as our culture, we don't realize that we the first people that can really make your kids think they skin or anything is wrong. Yeah, so I was like, that's why I had to, when I got older, I was like, and I think that's why I fed a lot off, I ain't gonna lie. So when I was dancing at 17, a white man was the first person, I mean, of course I was dancing, so of course they gonna make you feel like something, but came up and really made me feel like my skin tone was just gold. Yeah, and I'm like, dang, so I started attracting to white men, like, okay, hold on. But it was, and then a black dude would come and be like, I mean, I don't really mess with dark skinned girls, but like, what? But I just had this whole white man. Yeah. You know what I mean? I suffered with that for I mean, you gotta think, I was young. So I never even really put myself in a position to even really fool with black dudes like that, because I felt like it was that type of energy. So
like they already feel like I'm less than.
Yep. And the black dude just, I mean, a white dude just come in and just.
Yeah, they love, I mean, the darker the better for them. Because we don't even notice how small things, like one thing, now I'm older, I notice and I pay attention to it. I advocate. I was the woman that gave birth to me is a beautiful chocolate woman. My sister, my only sister, is a beautiful chocolate woman. So I take that stuff personally, but music videos, you remember?
Yeah.
I never used to pay attention to it until now, but it'll be, foreign or all mixed looking girls, but black men.
Yeah,
it's like, to me, it was telling us like, this is what they like. This is what we want.
It was one time I even tried to bleach my skin with this cream called Black and White. It was in a purple and white bottle, like a tube. And then what it do is you put it on, it makes your skin brighter. And I used to be like, I didn't really start knowing how beautiful, not even just beautiful, but how important melanin was until I really start reading. And I ain't gonna lie, it took a white man to tell me what that really was. It took a white man to tell me, this is where this is coming from. And then I'm like, okay, let me start reading into it. Then I start reading into it like, damn.
So it made you.
Yeah, I was like, I'm the shit. Like, hold on.
I never heard of melanin until I was older.
Yeah, I didn't either. Melanin, I probably thought it was a drink. I ain't gonna lie.
I never heard that until I got older.
Thought it was an alcohol drink. Like,
and I really hate that, because it's really self-hate.
It is.
Being conditioned to think that something is better, from the white Barbie dolls we used to play with to the white TV shows on Disney we used to watch.
Hell yeah.
I think we had two.
The princess is always getting saved by the white dude.
Exactly. And white women are seen as more submissive, more, dainty, and we are seen as, just
God damn. All right. white women be looked at like they it.
Like
I'm like no.
They're seeing more. Like if you see, I tell my daughter this all the time because we live in a majority white neighborhood. If you get into a fight with one of these white girls, you're gonna automatically be seen as in the wrong, or somebody who's stronger, or
because you couldn't your skin color
in danger.
Yep,
and that's crazy.
That is. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So
I love my white people though. We love white people. We just saying
for sure. But we know we grew up in a different world. I mean, that's just what was created, and we pay attention to what's going on.
I ain't gonna lie. What makes me upset not upset, but it kind of when I see a lot of black athletic. That's why I respect LeBron James.
Girl,
he stayed with his ain't no turning nothing. I don't know what type of agreement they got, but you usually see some black athletic men go straight.
Yep.
And that's crazy. I'm like, what?
Listen, let me tell you something. White people are so strategic. Because soon as they coming out of high school, soon as they coming out of college,
they with the athletics.
They introducing them to out here because they know.
Sarah, go get Jameson.
Yeah, do you know how much money
he's about to make it?
Yeah, for real. Like, do you know how much money them athletes make before rapping?
They don't be on the rappers like that. The foreign girls be on the rappers. The white girls like the athletics.
Yeah, because before rap became a $1 million business. Playing basketball, playing football, that was the money, that was the ticket. You know what I mean? So they seeing, okay, if you gonna mess with a black dude, this is the type of black dude you mess with.
Don't mess with any black, get the successful ones.
Yes, and so they're already pushing them towards that. Like I
ain't gonna lie, I was kind of mad at Kevin Hart when he left his wife for the model girl.
Yeah. Cause
I'm like, she been sticking with you when she was writing. I told my fiance, I wish you would. Boy, that's when they gonna.
It's crazy that we gotta worry about that because black women gotta worry about that. I don't think white women worry about that as much as we gotta worry about that.
And my fiance a flexer, like he the type where he'll pull up like, for real. He'll pull up in the Benz like he ain't trying to pay, but he know they about to. I'm like, listen. Listen.
Well, listen, men sometimes just want the attention just to feel good. They ain't trying to go home.
That's what it better.
They just want to feel a little good. Like, yeah, you see they looking.
Nah. Especially, you got to think when we was working with some of the models. Now, I know I got a handsome dude. And, I'll be looking at women. So I was like, the girl, like, for instance, like, if we're in a store, white girl come up to him like, oh, is this? And I'm like, like, why you didn't ask me?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know what I
mean, listen, girl.
Boy, listen. I'll be like, hold on. If you ain't for the both of us, you need to go.
Right.
This is a deal.
So you had mentioned dancing earlier when you met the white guy. Were you?
So I got kicked out of my mother's house. It was a situation that had happened. And I had to find a way. I went to Cheeks, which was this white fat dude. And I don't know if he still worked there, but his name was Eric. So because my body was mature, he was like, all right, don't tell nobody your age. And and I started drinking. I started doing cocaine because it was a white girl named Chastity that got me in there. So I started to drink, and then the drinking wasn't enough because you gotta realize, this is how weird it used to be. You gotta imagine I'm 17. I got dudes that just want to look at my feet. And
I'm just trying to meet. If you like feet,
we gonna get her some pictures so y'all can. For real, it's a lot of feet lovers out there. Not that that's a problem, because that was definitely.
They pay good money for them.
Yes,
I got them.
When I say he used to just sit there and just throw the money at my feet. To me, now that I'm older, that's just a little fetish that grown men have, but. When I was younger, that was weird.
Yeah, for sure.
So I thank God that I didn't get addicted to cocaine. I didn't have an addicted type vibe, but that's why I always tell these young girls, like, when you trying to look for that next high, that ain't always good. Sometimes that drinking, don't go above that drinking. Don't drink too much, because...
So were you introduced to cocaine by somebody you were working with?
Well, when you go in the back, it's nothing but a whole bunch of dancers. Some people was even back there snorting cans.
What's that?
Like the can. Like they have a can of, and they had like snorted. It was on that type of stuff.
Like
so
spray paint?
Yeah. Like, so they had like literally like snorted, which was weird. But I was like more so with the girls who I admire. You know what I mean? They was really in there getting that bag. And I used to just wonder, like, how did they stay up all night and make their money? And that was how they did it. So I just took off of them, and I just I did it like a couple times, and then I started being like, I don't want to stay up. You know what I mean? I don't want to. And I just winged off of it, and I went strictly to drinking. And that's how I became like an alcoholic for real. Like with the drinking, I used to like fight my anger out or my aggression out. It wasn't even no talking. It was just,
really?
If somebody's sitting there, I'm just gonna hit you.
What?
Like, that's how bad I used to black out. And it was just like, I could have got shot and killed a couple times from just doing that. But it was because me not having no mother, and then my father wasn't around. And then I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of dudes who was kind of raising me. So it wasn't, now that I'm older, they was more raising me like a dog, if that makes sense. Like fighting, like go beat her, exactly. That. And I'm thinking that's staying down, but really it's just stupid. Like, so yeah, it was a lot. I was like, oh no. And after that, when I had my oldest daughter, that shit stopped. I was like, no, and then that's when I became into a stronger woman, where it was super independent, to the point could nobody do nothing for me type thing. So
did you stop dancing, or you just stopped?
I stopped dancing. Once I found out I was pregnant with her, I stopped dancing, and it kind of just went into. But the other thing is, I always had somebody that was taking care of me, if that makes sense. So that's how I got into that field, where it was like, even with up to the point I got pregnant with her, her dad took me out of the strip club and just took care of me. I was kind of like a little young housewife. And then after that, after him, my youngest daughter dad came in and he took care of me, just basically. But the thing is, ladies, in them type of situations, always have your own, because once somebody snatched, the same person that's taking care of you, once they snatch that away from you, you back on your own again. So
you give them the power to feed you, you giving them the power to starve you.
Absolutely.
So don't never give your power away.
Keep that in mind. You in this damn camera.
They want to feed you, eat.
No, for real. You gotta eat too in your own hand. Feed your own self. For real.
So I have a standard question that I ask everybody. When you told me what you wanted to be when you were younger, what is the biggest misconception of you that you think, like, people think about you, but it's really not true?
Because the way I carry myself, that I'm easy. I sleep, because I'm open with my sexuality. I think a lot of people think I sleep with a lot of people.
Because of the pictures?
Yeah.
And you don't even take, like, I
don't think I take that many bad pictures.
But it's because you're a thicker woman, and it's like you showing cleavage is different than another girl showing cleavage.
Because I got more really meat. Sexy. I got more meat. So I think that's one. And I think a lot of people, I done even went through a situation yesterday where I think a lot of people, I don't know, I feel like because I have that bossy side where I'm making everything organized and in order, they look at it as, I don't know, cocky, or she thinks she better than everybody or something like that. So I don't know. The whole situation just weird. I get a lot of stuff that's misread about me until somebody actually come and sit and talk to me. I think a lot of rumors fly because I'm not a type of person that just put myself, I don't clear nothing up. Right. If you come and talk to me, then you'll be like, okay. And that leaves a lot of people to play middleman. And that's what happens with me a lot with situations. It's a lot of middleman situations. And I think that I don't feel like addressing everything. So sometimes I hear something, I'll just be like, okay. And then I'll just move on to the next thing. I went through a situation yesterday, and I had just told my fiance, like, after losing twins, you really look at life as not, it ain't that big of a deal. What I used to think is a big deal ain't that big of a deal. Like, so even when that situation was happening, I was numb. It was like God was giving me peace while I was feeling anger. And it met in the middle to the part I felt numb, that I couldn't even somewhat entertain it. It was just kind of like, y'all got it, or you got it. And it was just a lot of middleman stuff going on. That's all it was. And I just think that that's what happens a lot, especially when they see a dominant black woman doing a lot on her own. You know what I mean? And that intimidates some people, or they don't know how to come at you. So I would say my biggest misconception is definitely that. So
I know you just spoke about losing your twins. I'm sorry that happened to you, because I know that wasn't easy. But
at all,
how did you deal with that? Like, how, just for someone who just recently went through that type of experience?
I don't think I even still dealing with it. I think I'm drowning myself in work. Because everybody don't understand when the twins was born, one died in February, the other one died in March. So I was like, God, I know you ain't about to take two. Like, I know, okay, I wasn't comfortable with you taking the one, but I know you ain't about to just come and take two. And when he did that, and not a lot of people don't even know, and this is my first time saying this even on any type of foundation, that I can't have kids no more. So when I went into surgery, they did a C-section. I'm thinking they already giving me the medicine to go to sleep, but they ain't even gave me no medicine. So that was me losing all that blood and kind of like dying out. And I remember my fiance by me and they told him to get out the room. That's all I remember. And next thing I know, I woke up to the point they told me I can't have kids no more. And I'm only 32. So I'm like, okay, so that's my last pregnancy experience with me losing my twins. And then y'all telling me I can't have kids no more. So that's what I'm saying. When it's little small shit compared to what I just went through last year, I just be like,
that ain't nothing.
That ain't nothing.
Yeah,
like y'all can find somebody else with that type of time.
I can relate to that. Like I done been through situations I'll probably talk about later, but it made me look at stuff like I done been through worse. Like
this ain't nothing.
I'm a champion.
Y'all have to come harder.
Ain't nothing. Yeah. So I call myself resilient. You know what I mean? Like I'm a very resilient person, just like how you was just saying. Like I can bounce back from anything.
Yeah, you have to.
You won't even know that I was down the way I'm gonna bounce back. So
you have to. Yeah. You really do. So I just feel like I still don't understand why God did that. I don't. And my biggest thing, like, and I'm glad I got the fiance I have, because my biggest fear was he gonna leave me for somebody that can have kids. And he always be like, that is not. And then I'm like, dang, but if we don't work out, God forbid, I'm saying, then I can't give another dude kids. It's like, this is something I'm gonna have to permanently live with versus you. And it kind of, I ain't gonna lie, brung a little jealousy and envy. Cause I'm like, if you leave me, you can go have another kid. If I leave, I can't produce another kid by nobody. So I think that's something I'm having to kind of learn how to work through, cause it's them demons versus that's not the type of man you have. So you got to first understand that. So it's still rough. I'm thinking about seeking like therapy and stuff like that for it, but I'm like a closed book for real. I don't.
Man, I mean that's one heck of a story. And what people don't understand is that when you, from a woman who has that motherly, because not all women want kids. But I don't even want to say you got that nurturing spirit, because you can still have a nurturing spirit and not want kids. But when you take that away from us, when you take that like I don't think people understand like what you taking away from us, not just physically but mentally. And
then I feel like I finally got the man that I was supposed to have kids by. And then now it's like I can't even have kids by him. And then it's just like, I'm blessed for my two babies that I got, you know what I mean? But it's like, okay, you know, it was just the wrong man. But now that I feel like I got the right man, I can't even. And then when I see sometimes his baby mother and baby mothers have a misunderstanding, I'm like, y'all just don't know how blessed y'all are to even have a baby by this man. So the shit y'all even bickering about ain't even. Trust me, it's not that serious. Like, and I always tell him too, like, talk to your baby mamas. If you don't do nothing else just for men, just first get rid of the emotions and actually have a conversation as adults. And a lot of stuff will get solved. Like, once them emotions get that way, the biggest blessing is y'all got a kids together. You know, me looking at that versus me can't have kids by this man and y'all kind of taking advantage of having kids, but it's like, boy, listen.
Right, it hits different.
It does.
It hit even harder.
Yeah.
Man, Star.
Yeah, it's a lot. So that's why I was like, I'm coming back harder this year. And I don't know. I haven't really had a conversation with God because I'm still angry. And I think he feel that, but you know, you ain't supposed to be angry with him. But I'm like, man, you gotta have a conversation, cause hold on, I'll be talking to God like he about A1. Like, hold on, I'm mad right now. Give me a minute. I'll come back to you.
Man,
yeah. It's so a lot.
You spoke about therapy, because a lot of people they don't think. I always say this: when you injure your foot, when you break a toe or a finger, you got to go to a doctor to get, go through a process, physical therapy or whatever, get some stitches, get it healed to get it back to functioning regularly. The same thing is the same thing applies for us psychologically and emotionally. Sometimes you gotta go see somebody and get back healed and get back in good shape.
But as Black women or our culture, we not taught to do that.
We didn't even know nothing about that for a long time. And so I'm glad we are talking about it. That's why I wanted to touch on it. You spoke about it. Do you think it's something you really going to pursue?
Absolutely, because I want to set that tone for my daughters. I don't know what God got planned for them in their life. And I don't want to be that type of parent that's telling them to do something that I didn't even try to do. So I definitely am looking into therapy, and then we've been looking into couple therapy because, you know, I have to get that out my head, but that's my biggest fear all the time. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, I gotta get that out my head. But
that he's gonna
leave. Yeah. And if he leave, he can. My biggest thing is, I just was like, I done been in relationships, like even with my kid's father for 7 years, and you would think that was forever. So us being in this for 3, it's me still like, all right, because I've been through it. Yeah. It's cool, but it might turn left, and my biggest fear is if it turned left.
Yeah. And you know what's so crazy, because a lot of women do this, we all do this for real.
Yeah,
but we gotta stop.
I know,
we gotta stop taxing the guy we with
for the last guy.
We got, Lord,
yeah, I do that. Oh, I got that bad
to stop doing that, because it's hard.
I'm like, because he tried it and it didn't work. So you better come again. He be like, I don't care. Even if I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking about some stuff, like, let me just tell him just in case he's thinking. let me let you know.
I swear I do the same thing. But listen though, as Black women, this is just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I'm talk about a Black woman's plight now.
Yeah.
We go through a lot young.
We do.
So by the time we get to 25, 30, 35, it's like, listen, I already know what you want, so don't
play that with somebody else.
Yes, and so, well, we gotta learn. I don't know how. I'm talking to myself. Well, we gotta learn how to start over, like fully start over and come into situations. And it may take some being alone for a little minute.
Yeah,
I think that may be
I was alone for 3 years before I even considered.
See, I've been single for about 2-3 years now. And I think
it's time for you to get into that shit.
Not right now.
She needs some.
It might take some time being alone.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we just, especially if you done got used to having somebody there 7 years, girl, what?
Yeah.
You done been with this person for 7 years, so when you get by yourself, it's like you start to feel alone.
Girl, I turned into waiting to exhale. I never thought I would be like one of them people, but when you put in 7 years and you, I'm like, hold on, we gonna have to be toxic for a little bit. Cause you got me all the way.
I'm thinking of words from the movie. Take your shit
and get out. No, but you know I used to do. I used to do, and I'm about to tell myself. So I used to be like, you can leave, and then as soon as he's like, all right,
you can jump in front of the door. Hold on.
Wait a minute. So you about to go to her house? So you really about to
leave? Anyway, just go. Oh, you gonna leave? So you really don't love me for real?
No, for real. But the thing is, when I got with Hector, I tried it so many times. And he wasn't going. He was like, I tried it with him. He was the type of person, I'm used to the arguing. He was the type of person like, I'm not about to argue with you.
We do not like to argue. We do not like confrontation. We
ain't about to do none
take
of
it
that.
There, or we just gonna leave it alone. Because I'm not about to argue with you.
He do, and that gets on my nerves. I'll be like.
No, because I feel like my best friend the same way. When she mad, she want to argue with me. Girl, shut up.
But you know my favorite, and this about to sing, this how toxic, that's why I need therapy. This is why I need therapy. Baby boy was my goal relationship.
Oh my Lord.
They're arguing. And then it was the tacos.
That's from us watching that stuff.
I wanted to go make some tacos.
Like, I'm a cook, I'm a clean. Like, right. That's from watching that stuff. Like, oh, they was really in love. Yeah. Like, that's crazy.
You don't love me. You ain't arguing. You didn't tell me to fix you tacos like that.
Right. Like, man, you supposed to just come home and beat it.
Yeah.
But, listen. I watched Poetic Justice for the first time as an adult. I used to love Poetic Justice when I was a kid. I
Oh,
wanted
yes.
to be Justice when I got older. I wanted to have my little car and write my little poems in my book and be doing hair.
I can see you being poetic.
But that's what I wanted to be like lyric, Jason's lyric and Poetic
Oh, I
Justice.
love
like,
Jason's lyric.
Girls. Like I wanted to grow up to be them. But when I watched that movie as an adult,
hold on. But you know, when I was little, I didn't know that she was. I didn't know she.
No, I didn't know that either.
She is in a movie when he was. I said, why is she back there? What is she doing? But now that I'm old,
no, I don't believe
yes.
that.
If you watch the movie when they had that sex scene, for real, in a sex scene, she was his.
Back in the 90s, they've been doing
yes, and when I was little, I was like, why is she back there? What is he doing? If you watch the movie, she was back there.
Y'all heard that new Suki song?
Eating ass.
I'm trying not to sing. She said, he want to switch. So they've been doing that since back in the 90s. Since back.
You don't know how much a freak you are until you get older.
Oh, for sure.
Me be like, dang.
Young dudes be messing with younger girls. Because I would remember that.
No, younger girls. This is the thing about young girls.
Older women.
They not about younger girls. They about to be like.
Because we was just like, okay.
The older women be like.
That's what you do. Put your leg over here.
No, for real. It was the first older women taught me about lemon heads.
See, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, I'm telling you. You put the lemon head in it helps roll when you. And Starburst. If you get candy and shit, the thing. I can't really.
He like you giving away all the secrets.
No, it's lemon head. She was the first one. She said if you can't, like the water bottle. She taught me with like if you can't get this. It was an older lady. I promise you at the strip club. She was like 40-something years old. For real.
Talk later on.
I was like, dang. And my little sister, the one first taught me how to give off a banana. Yeah, she ain't little, but she was the third oldest. Cause she was teaching me and my older sister. Cause she was cause she was getting into a lot of fights. Because the dudes wouldn't leave her alone. And then the girls getting mad. I'm like, what is you doing? What? And she was like,
She had that five.
She had that five. I was like, give me the five. How you doing? I want to have people.
Teach me the
for real. And she, listen, my bad, but
that's crazy.
She'll tell you she ratchet. Her ass get on here like I did it,
and I'm good at it too. Now, that is crazy. I don't know how I learned.
You don't know how you learned.
I think it was from porn.
And you know what? That old lady who be coming on at night. Remember the old lady? She used to come on at night. I know y'all know what I'm talking about.
Channel?
I don't know. She was an old lady. She did sex talk at night.
But I used to watch HBO too.
At night?
Yeah, y'all remember?
Yep. When your parents sleep.
What was the car thing? They used to have the people in the car.
Oh, she done went to a whole episode.
It was a show on HBO. It was like reality TV, and they'd be picking up people, and they'd be in the car talking about sex car. Y'all remember?
I think I remember that.
Yes. Backseat. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. No, like they might do, but it wasn't. But they would talk about it and tell you like a lot of stuff. Like the person, it was like Uber. I don't think it was an Uber, but back then they would be talking like, "Have you ever?" And they would be talking about it. That's how I learned about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, my mama put a password on it, but I knew it.
I used to just watch it at night when mom don't sleep. I'm like, I know they ain't never watched it. They can't blame me. I'm like, was y'all watching it?
Right.
Like, what are y'all talking about? Like,
and you would find stuff in the parents' room. Like,
yeah, for real. I seen. I watched the first DVD. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a music video, and I had popped it in. And it just went straight to it.
No, where they left off.
I said, interesting.
Like, what? So before you go, I got one more question for you.
Okay.
What is a song that motivates you when you just trying to, like, you in work mode, you in grind mode? What is something that motivates you or makes you feel good?
I would say I listen to a lot of old school. I always just listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony. That song with Biggie Smalls, Tupac.
Dangerous.
Yep. Or why do I stay high? Why do I stay high? Okay. That shit be like, oh. That hit different. That's my song. I don't even smoke. It's just that. It's that.
Yeah, that.
Sometimes as you get older, you like to bring back them memories. Like that's what make me happy. Is them like I remember my uncles them used to smoke to that song, and it was cookouts, and it was. So I just be riding to that song. Even it ain't about the smoking. It's just about the memory of that song.
When I was a kid, they used to play a lot of Too Short, and even though I don't now that I listen to it, be like, damn, he was like
shake that monkey.
Yeah,
bet she can't wiggle like that.
But I like to listen to it because it remind me of cookouts when I was a kid. You know, stupid bitch, like it's everything, like everything. But it gives you that vibe, that old school 96, 97 cookout.
I love it.
Running around eating popsicles and juices.
Sometimes I be missing that type of music. I really do because they don't have that type of music nowadays. It's just like. I just like to go back to that. That's my happy spot. Yeah. That's definitely my happy spot. So.
Okay, well, let the people know where they can follow you, where they can check you out. All your drop everything.
Okay, so Star Eloir on Instagram, Star Eloir on Facebook, YouTube. You can do Pillow Talk. But Pillow Talk is now a network. It's not a podcast. So Pillow Talk with Star on YouTube. I'm coming out with my music. So make sure y'all support me with that. Also gonna be dropping on YouTube. Vented Lips is coming out in July. And we probably pretty much just gonna go from there. But y'all know where to catch your girl at. Find me on Instagram and Facebook. Them the only two I be on. I don't do Twitter. None of that. That ain't happening.
OnlyFans coming back.
It's for real. Cause I need about good 700.
She said she made a lot of money out there. So don't let these men make you feel like if you start
for real.
Listen. She was just posting pictures, not even
videos. I mean? But hold on, I'm gonna tell a story. Well, I ain't gonna say that on camera because they probably feel like I did fraud.
Yeah, don't tell us that. We don't want none of that.
Yeah,
don't do that. Cause I'm gonna be like, I ain't hear that.
I'm gonna tell y'all a trick though.
Okay,
it's a trick. I'm tell y'all a trick.
So. Yeah, and this has been Ladies Night Out. Thank y'all for watching. This was fun. I had so much fun.
Me too.
The vibe. Okay.
Make sure y'all tune into her stuff.
Make sure
the bomb.
Subscribe.
I feel like I was on Breakfast Club. I feel like I'm made it. My mom
Charlamagne the God.
It's giving
Angela Yee. Okay. Make sure y'all subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Please subscribe.
And comment down below what you liked about this podcast. What you liked about Star. Was Star a vibe? Do y'all fuck with Star? Like, do y'all want Star to come back and chop it up and tell us about?
Say come back.
And we're going to get into that one side.
We're going to get into that one side. We're going to get into the lemon heads.
Because I want to know about the lemon heads. Because that sounds like some stuff that I need to
lemon
do.
Heads. Lemon heads had they toes to go like. Damn.
You see, she got a fiance now. You better listen to her. He don't play. Every time I see her, I see him. Now he be over here. They a team. They don't leave. They like. I gotta say Bobby and Whitney. They ain't a good one.
Behind scenes, we Blueface and Krishan.
I'm weak.
This Ike and Tina. All right, step in here professional.
Listen. So she knows some things. Okay, she knows some things. We need to get some tips from Star. This is I'll see y'all next time.